Hello everyone, it's Lisa Turner here from Psycademy, and today I want to talk to you about the signs that you might be experiencing a spiritual awakening. So sometimes you can have a spiritual awakening and then you can have another, and the symptoms and the signs might be the same and they might be different. So here are some of the signs that you might be having your first, second, or gazillionth spiritual awakening. So in no particular order. The first one that I'm going to share with you is you become more aware. You become more aware of other people. You just become more aware of patterns. You just notice more. So you're just becoming more aware. So, and it kind of creeps up when you go, hang on, and you notice sort of coincidences and serendipities and synchronicities. So either you have more synchronicities or they're there all the time and you just suddenly start to notice them. So you become more aware and you create or experience more synchronicities. Hello, Josie. Lovely to see you. The next one is, so more aware. The next one is you start to become dissatisfied with your current life. Whether it's the people you hang out with, whether it's your job, whether it's where you live. It's like you've lived there or lived that life for a long, long time, been perfectly happy. Hello, Alison. Lovely to see you. So you've lived that life for a long, long time, perfectly happy. And then suddenly with this increased awareness and of that, you're just not quite happy with it, not quite satisfied. And it's not that there's anything necessarily wrong, although there might be. It's just that, you know what, you want something different. It's not quite doing it for you anymore. Next one, another one is you start to feel more compassion for others. And this is also linked to the ability to see things from another's perspective. So and this is also linked to, you start to lose this judgment. So before you awaken, typically there's a bunch of rules that you live your life by. This is good, this is bad, and I do good things, and bad people do bad things. And then you suddenly start to go, oh, hang on, maybe they're doing that bad thing because of this. And you start to lose judgment of good and bad, and you start to get an ability to understand more complexities of the situation. And have more compassion for somebody who may be clearly doing something that isn't serving them or others. And even though you may be aware that they aren't aware that it's not serving them, or you may be aware, you may know that, well, they know it's not serving them, but I can understand. I feel this compassion for, okay, they're doing this thing, it's not serving them. And I feel compassion for the fact that they don't seem to be able to change that. So this greater compassion and ability to see things from another perspective. I don't know if that's one or two different ones. The other one is you start to kind of be aware of and seek greater meaning in life. The reason I'm looking down here is I got a little list, right? That's where I'm going there. So you start to think, you ask this question, there must be more to life than this, or is this all there is? And so it's a yearning for greater meaning. Now that might be in your job, that you want a better job, you want to change career, you want to retrain, or you might want a promotion, or you might want to quit your job altogether and do something completely different. But it's all about meaning. You want to do something that has meaning for you. Even if you don't yet know what that is, you start to yearn for that greater meaning. So you just start to ask, is this all there is? There's also this really bizarre experience of little moments of ecstasy or perhaps bliss, where you are resonating with the entire world and you just feel this exquisite feeling of joy, ecstasy, bliss. And it might be for a moment and it might go on and on and on. And you just start to have that more often and more frequently. And then when you move out of that feeling, you start to yearn to get back into that feeling, and you know it's connected to or linked to the notion of being in alignment with your purpose and living meaning. So it's not about experiencing ecstasy and trying to escape from the world. It's bringing that ecstasy into the world by bringing more of yourself into the world, more of this divine knowing into the world, so that you live your purpose. Which brings me to the next one, which is you often start to want to make the world a better place. You're able to look out the world and go, okay, so some things are working great, some things not so great. And so you might start to become more aware of the environment, of nature, and become more you want to make like society and how people are living and how people are treating each other and maybe even politics, and you start to have this greater interest in it, and you want to make a bigger difference. Oh, I forgot to say, yeah, if you like this, click the likey button, and if you love it, click the lovey button, because we like that. And if you want to share it, click the sharey button. There we are, all the buttons. There's probably other buttons, I don't know. I'm not a button expert. Okay, so seeking to change the world and make a difference, and bring your passion and your desire and drive to change into the world, not escape the world, because that's not actually a true awakening. I could talk about more about that. Signs of what's not an awakening but might look like it. We'll do that another time. Okay. Other signs of awakening: crazy dreams, lots of dreams, more intense dreams, more vivid dreams, recurring dreams, keep having the same dream. Dreaming is a sign, and the reason is dreams are one of the ways your higher self communicates with you. So it's your higher self it's actually probably always been it has always been communicating with you. You just haven't been aware of it consciously. One of the ways is through dreams. So you start to be more conscious, and you might start to remember your dreams more. So you have more dreams, more vivid dreams, or you're more aware of the dreams that you've always had. The other thing that can happen is, you sleep better and you have great dreams, but you also might wake up a lot notice the time. If you wake up at a specific time, and at a similar time each day, that's a sign of spiritual awakening. Next one is intuition. You have heightened intuition, so you're more aware of situations, of energies, of people. And here's the interesting thing, because one of the signs of a true spiritual awakening is you're more aware of the emotions and feelings of another, but you then don't. So you have this compassion, rather you do have this compassion for them, rather than so you're not going into this judgment of they're making me feel bad and I need to protect myself, because a true awakening is, it's just like, oh, they're feeling that and I'm aware of that emotion in them, and oh, that's interesting. And then you have also this compassion, whereas a kind of a pseudo awakening is where you become aware of somebody else's feelings and then you judge them for that and how it makes you feel, rather than a true awakening, which is where we're aware of somebody else's feelings, you're aware of others' emotions, and you're also compassionate, and you don't have any judgment of how they feel that. So Alan says, so true. It's happening more and more. No more lions. You'll get a lion one day, but maybe you just don't need it because you got all this heightened energy, right? Okay, next one. So intuition, increased intuition, and aware of synchronicities and patterns. Next one. You find yourself questioning what you thought you knew was true. So this sort of goes back to some of the things I was saying earlier. It's like there were rules that you used to live by, belief systems, and you start to question, oh, hang on, is this an actual fact? Or is there something more? Is there something more going on? So you start questioning what you used to think was true. So as we grow up, we get a lot of beliefs that are kind of almost implanted in us, and we just absorb them like sponges, and we don't really question them if they're right or wrong. And so we act as if they are true. And so they become true through self-fulfilling prophecies until we awaken spiritually. And at that point, we sort of start to go, oh, hang on, maybe this isn't true after all. And then, for some people, it can be quite unsettling, because everything you thought you knew was true is suddenly falling apart. And sometimes people think, when I'm awakening spiritually, I need to go and, I have to quit my job and live on a mountainside and only eat sticks. And it's like, there's no have to. You can live the exact same life in an awakened way. Oh, I'm liking the likes. I wonder what you are no longer content with the superficial. So, it's like you can't stand those little chit chats, and like you don't care what house prices are doing, or who's got a promotion and earns, and who's got a new car, and whether they've got a company car. You don't care. Like, you want to know what makes them tick. Like, why are they doing that? What are they really passionate about? You want to know about the person, and you want to know stuff at a deeper level rather than where they're going on holiday. I don't know. Like, one of the things I notice is when I have my hair done, when I go to the hairdresser, and have they got a checklist of questions? Been anywhere on holiday recently? And it's like, just don't even ask me that. Don't even ask me that. It's just this superficial, fluffy question. It's like, ask me a real question and we'll talk. Or I'll ask you a real question and we'll talk if you're open, or I'll just read my book and you can do my hair. The other thing is, and with that superficial, it's like, that sounded like I was being a bit judgmental, and it's not. It's just that I can't be doing with it. It's just not for me. And I'm okay if people want to have chit chat, that's fine. But let's talk about real stuff for me. Next one, this may be the last one, I don't know. So another one is feeling different. Now, this can be feeling different to who you are, like feeling different now to who you used to be, or feeling different to other people. It's like suddenly the crowd you used to fit in with, you kind of it's like you're not, what's going on here? Like I used to be really one of the crowd, and you kind of start to find yourself almost drifting away, drifting out, drifting apart. And that's because you are different. Part of spiritual awakening is it can and does change you. It's like a whole shake-up of your values, of your beliefs, of your entire personality. And you know what I'd love? Why don't you share your experiences and signs of your spiritual awakening? So questions coming in. Yes, post your questions. I will answer them if I can. Some of them are, I'll answer them if I can. And if you are asking questions and you're on the replay, that's fine. I'll come back and I'll just do a little typey answer, or I'll do another Facebook Live. So back to feeling different. So you either feel different to you feel different to who you used to be, or you just feel different to others, people that you used to feel like you were the same. It's like, hang on, I've changed. You're aware that you've changed. So feeling different. You make, as a result of that, lots of likes coming in. You make different choices. Now, maybe you choose to wear different clothes. Maybe you choose to eat different food. Maybe you're just choosing to live a different life. You will watch different TV programs. I don't know, spend your time in different ways. You will make different choices. And finally, one of the big signs is you are just attracted to spiritual things, and you have this yearning to know more. And one of the things about spiritual awakening is, and it's almost like I want to give you this it's almost like a warning. Never think you're done. There's always more to learn, more to awaken. I am going to do another Facebook Live, I don't know, next week maybe, on pseudo spiritual awakening, what looks like spiritual awakening, and how spiritual awakening can get stuck. So let's see what questions there are, and please do share. What are your experiences of awakening? I'd love to know. So Samantha has asked, what's the meaning of planting seeds? I've had 2 dreams on the run. So the thing about dream interpretation is, if I was to tell you, this means that, what I'd be doing is I'd be putting my meaning, what I think it means, onto you. So what we do in Psycademy, we have a process that reveals for you, if you're a client, or for the student, we have a process that we teach which reveals for you what the meaning is for you. So the question, and it won't be what you think of it. It's something far deeper than you probably know. So I don't know, what does it mean to you? What do you think it means? What does planting seeds mean? What is a metaphor for that? What's that an example of? What's an example of that? So Kim says, I find myself looking at bad situations in a more positive way. Yes. Because the thing is, nothing's bad or good other than thinking it makes it so. Now, that's a quote from someone. I have no idea what that is. That's not my original thought, but I absolutely know it's true. So when you're in judgment of that's bad, that makes it feel bad. And it makes the experience of it bad, versus, this is happening. What could be going on here? So, so everything that happens, it's an event, and you can choose. And I think that's the other thing about spiritual awakening. Probably a really big one is, I don't know why I didn't say this at the beginning, because it's probably one of the most important ones. So one of the most important things about spiritual awakening, a true spiritual awakening, is you start to take more personal responsibility for how you feel, versus somebody who's unawake. They're in that kind of victim. You made me feel bad. When you said that, you made me feel bad. I sound really Australian when I do that, don't I? Versus when you're a true awakening is, they're doing that, and they recognize you're at choice. You, as an awakened person, you recognize you're at choice about how you respond to that behavior. Now, one of the responses might be, as we say in Australia, you know, we just cut it out. Cut it out. I don't like you doing that. Cut it out. It's no good. All right. Or you can don't get all stroppy. Oh, you made me feel this. It's just like, just cut it out. And then you know that the person's at choice. They can cut it out or not. And you're still okay with either. And you might just say, you know what, if they're going to keep doing that, I'll just choose to spend my time somewhere else. But I'm not going to make it mean anything about me. I'm not going to. So it's like more personal responsibility about how you feel. And so, you know, we know that like meaning and interpretation, like anytime anyone communicates, as I'm communicating to you, what I say to you comes in through your filters. And as an awakened person, you know that there are filters, and you know that you can turn those filters, you can change those filters, and that as a result of those filters, you will get a different meaning. So the question you might ask is, okay, so they've done this behavior. I wonder what the intention was behind that. And like, whereas an unawake person might, it's almost like a lot of unawake people, they're kind of an offense waiting to be taken. You know, you can say, I love you, and they'll go, what do you mean by that? How dare you? I actually had that very recently, where I sent an email to somebody and the intention was purely to support and help them. And they got so grumpy. And it's like, well, okay. And I apologized, but they didn't want to accept my apology. So, you know, so I'm really sorry that if I miscommunicated how much I love you and how much I'm here for you. And, you know, and it's kind of like, okay, that's how they want to take it. That's cool. So, okay, guys, with the dream thing, right? Dream interpretation. So somebody else has asked me what their dream means. So with the meaning of dreams. So dreams are one of the ways your higher self communicates with you. And it communicates with you through the symbols and messages and the sort of the patterning that's in your unconscious mind. If I were to interpret your dream, you'd be getting whose symbols? My symbols. And then it would be my meaning. So with dreams, there is a process that enables you to interpret the dream and get a really powerful and like mind-blowing experience of what that dream really means for you. But I would never presume to know what that is for you. So the question is, face coming out of the table, Gainer, what's it mean for you? That's what we'd ask. So what are your experiences of spiritual awakening? What's been happening for you? How do you know you're awakened? And what are the challenges that are going on? Oh, Sean. Hello, Sean. Lovely to see you. I've got lots of people here now. Oh, hello. I'm famous. No, maybe I am. I don't know. Am I famous? What am I? Legend in my own lunchtime, somebody said. So if you like this video, click the like button. If you love this video, click the love button. If you want to share it, click the share button. If you think somebody else you know look like they're going through a spiritual awakening, maybe this will help. Now, these are some of the symptoms. I could probably do another video with another 20. So, and we're going to end with the final one of taking personal responsibility for everything you experience and you choose and you create. Whoa, that's real awakening, right? Alrighty, my darlings. Oh, I'm getting lots of loves and likes. Oh, bless you. Alrighty, my darlings. I will see you soon. If you have any other questions, pop them on the thingy thing there. And I will, if you're listening to the replay, I'll answer them later. Till then, lots of love. Till next time, lots of love. Bye for now. Bye, everyone.